Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday morning, October 19th. I have several things I want to talk about. So I've been a little quiet on YouTube lately, but that's probably because I've been kind of in observer mode, trying to kind of see what all's going on and what to get caught up in and what not to get caught up in. But yesterday at the office, apparently Britney Spears has a tell-all book coming out, and that got us on the subject. It was me and two of the other women in there. It was kind of quiet yesterday afternoon. So rarely can I have much of a conversation because the phones are ringing all the time, but it was quiet for 15 minutes. And one of the gals was talking about she had been reading excerpts on TikTok or something about some of the stuff that was coming out in this book. And she was like, man, she just couldn't believe certain things that were being said. And so we got on the discussion, which made me happy just knowing that the opening was there. We started talking about the Mickey Mouse Club and how damaged a lot of those kids from the Mickey Mouse Club came out. How a lot of those kids were just the money train for their parents, and just all the different stuff about childhood actors and things that have been done to them. We also got on the subject of Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, and about the book that Corey Feldman was trying to bring out, talking about similar things and how he was naming names and they were trying to suppress that book for a long time. I honestly don't know if he ever got it out or not, but I know that was a subject 2 or 3 years ago about him trying to bring stuff out about what was going on in Hollywood. Then it also kind of made me remember that I think it was called Out of the Shadows, was a book that, not a book, it was a kind of a documentary that came out right in the beginning of like 2020. And it was a guy who was a stuntman in Hollywood. And of course, he was like out of whack all the time. So he had this therapist that he used to go to kind of like a chiropractor, but not quite. And she was one of the ones that told him about, she has a lot of kids that were her patients because of some of the things that had happened in Hollywood. And we got on that subject. So it was nice for me, because I love those deep, dark subjects. It was nice for me to be able to kind of tap into what some people knew, and so they have some knowledge of it, which is good. They're not completely in the dark. I don't still think that one of them knows what all happened in Ukraine, but you can't win them all. I also had a conversation with someone yesterday because I had started now that the Transact card has got the new back office and it's getting closer to launch, and they've got a lot of the old stuff replaced with the new stuff. I feel safer talking about it. So I had sent some stuff out to people yesterday and ended up having a face chat with one of my old real estate customers. And I felt really sad after I got off of that call, mostly because he seems somewhat knowledgeable about the financial system, but it's the old financial system that he's knows about, and it doesn't seem like he had any indication that a lot of us are waiting for a new financial system. So I just was kind of sad about that, because I ran into a lot of people who were not awake yesterday, or at least maybe not a lot of people, but one in particular. I ran into a couple of guys that are super not awake when it comes to the financial system. I think that's what makes me sad, is that, here I feel like I am fighting for a new way to be and live and new earth type energy. And I have people that are still just kind of stuck in the old ways. So one of the things that I have been kind of thinking about is, I did that quantum healing session it was done on me, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. And one of the things was where I went over and took some training classes on New Earth, and was told about some of the stuff that will be coming down the pike. You know, there will be people that do the financial, there will be people that start taking over like the healthcare industry. You know, there's teams of people that will be trying to bring in different and upgraded things for each like little individual broken system in the new earth realm. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about what that transact card is doing or trying to do. I feel like it, you know, Tarot by Janine always said, Gessera Nacera will probably not look like what we think it's going to look like. But I feel like this transact card and what these people are trying to do is break away from the cabal banking system. And I see that. And I think a lot of people still don't get that concept yet. I think a lot of people that I have talked to are still waiting for someone to knock at their door and hand them a big fat check and say, okay, you're off the hook now. Your life is going to be perfect from now on. I'm pretty sure that's not how that's going to work. And I'm afraid for those people, because I do know there are a lot of people out there that have a feeling of one thing, and so they're just kind of stuck while they're waiting for their ship to come in. And I, on the other hand, am like, if the ship comes in, great, but I'm like, I got to go about my life. So anyway, I don't even really know where I was going with that, other than I do like what the people that brought like the minority banks and the smaller banks together, I like what they have done. I do feel like it feels like a little capsule of people that are trying to break away from the old system. And I am for that. Just like alternative healing people are trying to break away from the old system. Oh God, now I got a tone in my ear. I'm going to assume that's a good sign. You know, there's lots of little groups of people that are trying to break away from the old system. And I support that in any way, shape, or form, whether it's something I'm passionate about or not, you know? So I just want you guys to think about this are you one of the ones that are still waiting for someone to show up at the door and be, okay, all your problems are solved? Or are you actively moving forward in your life as if maybe something doesn't ever show up? I mean, I need you to really think about that, because I'm watching a lot of people, and if this triggers you, I am sorry. I'm watching a lot of people get caught up in a lot of drama, and they're taking their eyes off the ball. And I've done that before myself. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but I'm not so open to doing that anymore, because it's just a waste of time. And I think that's all I'm going to say at the moment. I don't know what we're all waiting for, because we've been waiting for a very, very long time. And so are we waiting on humans to save us, or are we waiting on ourselves to save us and our guides? So think about that. I mean, like, that's just all I'm going to say is think about where you are in the process of that. And I hope everybody has a great day. Bye.